Of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. And hi there, everybody. My name is Ron Juggett. Welcome to the program, the first of 3 baseball games this week, today, tomorrow night, and Thursday afternoon. Today we go back to Saturday, August 6, 1949, for a battle between the first-place St. Louis Cardinals and the surprisingly good third-place team, the New York Giants. The Cardinals are 65-40. This is game 106 for them. For the Giants, they are 57-48. And if my bad math is correct, this is game 106 for them. I have no idea who the heck's pitching for the Giants. His name is Zabala. No one I've heard of. Max Lanier is going for the Cardinals. He's looking for his third win of the season. The Cardinals now have built a 2.5 game lead over the Brooklyn Dodgers, and we know that the Dodgers can hit, and the Dodgers are second in the National League in ERA. Well, who was first? Well, it's St. Louis. They just are very good overall. I don't think the offense is as good as the Dodgers, but the pitching and the defense is their equal, and so we'll see as we start the last 8 weeks of the season or so whether the Cardinals can hang on. Remember, they only played the Dodgers a handful of more times. The Brooklyn can't get too far behind. They're just going to run out of chances to catch up. Can the Cardinals continue to play as well as they have? Well, we're about to find out. The Giants are 57-48. Monty Irvin today is in right field, and so the beginnings are there of what would be that amazing team in 1951. But right now, the effort is on 1949. The Cardinals and the Giants next. As Retro Sports Network presents Major League Baseball Replay 1949. Today, from Sportsman's Park in St. Louis, Missouri, it is the first place in the National League, St. Louis Cardinals, at 65-40 against the New York Baseball Giants at 57-48. And today's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, not all one word, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. And so, how are you today? Max Lanier taking his warm-up tosses. An 80-degree night in St. Louis, a rare night game on a weekend. That's how it's listed anyway. Clear skies, the wind's blowing out to right at 23, but this is a big ballpark, and so it should not make that much of a difference in home runs. But if you're sitting in the right field bleachers, you're going to feel a nice, cool breeze on this warm night in St. Louis. Max Lanier taking his warm-up tosses. He is 2-2 overall, the 3.48 ERA. 33 years old, fastball pitcher, 83, and a ground ball pitcher. His first start against the Giants, he did beat them in relief once. 2 innings, 2 hits, 2 runs all earned. He walked 3 and struck out none, but yet he was on the mound when the winning run was scored, and that's how you get a win. His last appearance, well, that was actually his first game of the year, June 22nd. His last appearance was a 7 1/3 inning loss to the Brooklyn Dodgers on July 30th. 7 1/3 innings, 10 hits, 5 runs, but just 1 earned. Ouch. He walked 1, I believe we did that game as a matter of fact, and struck out 3. So overall, in 41 1/3 innings, he's allowed 43 hits, 2 home runs, 22 runs in total, 16 earned. He has walked 14 and struck out 13. Making his 6th start, he should have 9 more. Down the stretch for the Cardinals. Anyway, here's a lineup for the Giants. Hank Thompson leads off at second base. Whitey Lockman in left will bat second. Bobby Thompson, who just signed a big endorsement contract for Maldito Beer all the way through 1951. Wonder why. He's in center field. Johnny Mize at first will clean up. The commissioner, Sid Gordon, is at third. He'll bat fifth. Monty Irvin, who I don't believe we've had in a replay, is in right field. He'll bat 6th. Bill Rigney at short will bat 7th. Miller or Muller behind the plate will bat 8th. And Zabala, Z-A-B-A-L-A, or if you're a member of the Commonwealth, Z-A-B-A-L-A, is on the mound for the Giants. Defensively for St. Louis, it is Enos Slaughter, a 5 and a 4 in left. Chuck Deering, a 6 and a 6 in center. Stan Musial is a 9 and a 7 in right. Tommy Glaviano is an 8 at third, and he's trying to do the best to fill in, of course, for Eddie Kasich. Marty Marion is a 9 at short. Red Schoendienst is a 9 at second, and Nippy Jones is a 6 at first. Del Rice again behind the plate. Can never get Joe to do our games. Don't understand why. It's Mr. Garagiola if you're nasty. Anyway, Del is a 5 and a 4 behind the plate with Lanier a 3 range, and remember it's out of 10, so that's below average, but a 1,000 fielding percentage. Again, 80 degrees, the wind blowing out to hard right field at 23 miles an hour. Old Glory blowing out towards that light standard in the right center field. Thompson steps in at 314, 4 homers, and 19 RBI. Tribe fan, how are you, my friend? Good afternoon. And the pitch to Thompson is ball 4. So this one starts with a walk. Lanier in 92 real-life innings walked 35 and struck out 37. Here's Whitey Lockman at 271, 11 homers, and 54 RBI. Hoping the weather's good where you are in Ohio. That usually means it'll be good for me tomorrow. Pitch to Lockman is a ground ball hit on the grass. Marion is a snap throw to first, and Whitey is out. Tribe fan is living the dream, playing in 14-inning Tom Seaver games. You're doing 71? Here's Bobby Thompson. So we said, Bobby now the spokesperson for Maldito. 292, 22 home runs, and 93 RBI. Lanier, runner on second, 1 out, just the start of things. Pitch to Thompson. There's a fly ball to left. Slaughter comes in, makes the catch. Thompson will tag and hold. 2 out for Johnny Mize at 277, 16 homers. How you doing, John? And 67 RBI. Oh, wow. Good memory on my part. Correct on see a 14-inning game against Les Expos at Parc Jerry. Did he at least win? Or if you haven't done the video yet, then don't tell me. I don't want to spoil it. Right now, how you doing, Midlife Crisis in the Cleveland, Ohio? 70 degrees and cloudy. It's supposed to be 64 here tomorrow and rain. Pitch to Mize is a ground ball to Schoendienst. He goes to first, and that will retire the side. That will do it after half an inning. That's the Giants, nothing. Here come the Cardinals. Video is done. Short 5-minute recap. Cool beans. It's Adrian Zabala. And what do I know about Adrian Zabala? Well, it could fill a thimble. This is his second start of the year. He just came to the Giants on July 31st. He's 32 years old, a fastball pitcher, 83, and a flyball pitcher. He got his start against Cincinnati on the 31st, so he's had a full week. 7 innings and a no decision, 5 hits, 2 runs and an 1 run earned, with 2 strikeouts. That's harsh. Gameplay took about 51 minutes, as we're talking about Seaver, and unfortunately only get 45 to 48 minutes. And you don't want to upload 2 videos. Nope, that's probably a good idea. So that's the story on Adrian Zabala. Outside of he's a lefty. Chuck Deering will lead off for St. Louis in center field. Ren Schoendienst is at second, will bat second. Stan Musial will play right and hit third. Nippy Jones at first cleans up. and he's still hitting .369. That would lead the league, except for somebody by the name of Jackie Robinson. Enos Slaughter is in left, he'll bat 5th. Marty Marion at short will go 6th. It's Del Rice catching, batting 7th. Tommy Glaviano at 3rd will bat 8th, and Max Lanier, who threw 15 pitches in his half of the first, will bat 9th. Mr. Lockman is a 7-4 in left field as we set the Giants defense. Bobby Thompson a 9 and a 6 in center. Monty Irvin is a 5 and a 4 in right. I know they're hard to read if you're watching this. Sid Gordon is a 4 at 3rd. Bill Rigney a 3 at short. Hank Thompson a 5 at 2nd. Johnny Mize is a 6 at 1st. Miller is a 3 and a 3 behind the plate. And Zabala, that's not going to get it done on the mound, a 2 with a .667 fielding percentage. That's fine if you're struggling with math. It's not if you're a major league fielder. Midlife Crisis is on a staycation. I believe that's my last year has been a staycation midlife crisis. Just got your second shot this morning. Well, hopefully we can help you pass the time, relaxing with some 72 Strat and My Sultry Tones. And I'm sorry to see that the side effects are already kicking in. How you doing, D. Scott Howard? Deering steps in at 318. Chucky has a homer and 19 RBI. And Zabala's pitch is a liner to left field. Lockman in the corner, but that's going to go foul, and somebody's already got a souvenir. So the count is 0-2. Adrian, as we said, is a lefty. In real life, 2-3 with a save and an ERA of 5.27. So if you're a Giant fan, don't expect him to be the second coming of Cy Young. 41 innings, 44 hits. 5 homers, he walked 10 and struck out 13. Pitch to Deering is a liner to third. Gordon's there. 1 out. Here's Shane Dietz, red at 302. 2 homers and 44 RBI. And there's a fly ball left field. Lockman will get it. 2 out for Stan Musial at 314. 22 homers and 87 RBI. And if the Cardinals are going to win the league, and if I'm correct, that would be their 5th National League pennant in the 40s. See if I get this right. 42-43 against the Yankees, and they split. They beat the Browns in 44 in the World Series, and the Red Sox in 46. Pitch to Musial. There's a little looper into right field through the hole, and that's a base hit. So Musial on first, 2 out for Nippy Jones, hitting .369, 7 homers and 55 RBI. Cardinals, of course, would not make the playoffs again or win the National League again after 46 until 1964. And then, of course, they would win 3 times in 4 years, winning 2 World Series. Pitch to Jones is a ground ball to second. Thompson throws it to first, and that will retire the side. St. Louis leaves a runner on. No hits, no runs, a hit, and no errors. After 1, no score. So it'll be Gordon, Irvin, and Rigney. Sit at 311, 25 homers, and 72 RBI. Of course, the Cardinals would win the World Series in 64 against the Yankees and beat the Red Sox again in 67 before losing to the Tigers in 7 dramatic games in 1968. Pitch to Gordon. There's a base hit up the middle past a diving Shane Dietz, and the Giants had themselves a hit. So here's Monty Irvin. Monty, a rookie at 294. He's 10 for 34 in the replay with 2 RBI. Gordon does have some speed on first. Lanier's pitch to the plate. There's a ground ball to third. Might be to Glaviano to second for 1. Over to Jones. It will be close, and Irvin is safe. That looked like a 5-4-3 double play off the bat. But Irvin, with a good set of wheels, beat out the throw. So it's just 5-4 on the fielder's choice. And then I'll bring up Billy Rigney at 335. 6 homers and 36 RBI. Foul tip behind the plate, and the count goes to 2-2. So the Cardinals come into the Saturday with a 2.5 game bulge over the Dodgers. Got him! He swung on and missed a 2-2 fastball. 2 out for Ray Muller at 2:02. He looks like a catcher, doesn't he? 2:02, 2 homers, and 14 RBI. 2 out, top of the second, no score. And here's a ground ball base hit left side. Irvin will go to third. Slaughter throws it in the infield. And the Giants have runners on the corners and 2 out for Adrian Zabala, who's hitting .500. But before you get excited and is 1 for 2, he has singled and struck out. And if you know who he is, give yourself a cookie. Lefty to face a lefty, and Zabala smashes a base hit into left field. Irvin will score. Muller goes to third, and the Giants go ahead on the Zabala single. So Lanier kicks himself. First 9 on 35 pitches. An inning and 2/3. 3 hits. The run is earned. He has walked a batter and struck out a man. He walked Hank Thompson his first time up. And there's a line drive to second. Shane Dienst is there, and that will retire the side. Giants draw first blood. They get a run on 3 hits and no errors. They strand 2. We go to the bottom of the second inning. It's 1-0 New York. So Slaughter, Marion, and Rice. Enos at 344. 8 homers and 59 RBI. So midlife crisis, recovering from shot number 2. Pitch to Slaughter is a liner in the left center field. That will drop. Lockman will pick it up. Slaughter turns the corner and holds. And that's the second hit for the Cardinals. Brings up Marty Marion at 272. 9 homers and 48 RBI. And Slaughter will go to second because Zabala balked. Leo DeRocher has a few words from the dugout. And of course, it's 49. We have no replay. But he forgot you had to stop. Pitch to Marion is a pop-up right side. Thompson should have it. He does. 1 out for Rice. Dell is at 280, 2 homers and 21 RBI. Zabala deals. Line drive to short. Rigney's there, and Elliner's got it. 2 out. Here's Glaviano. Tommy hitting 275, a homer, and 12 RBI. Slaughter takes a lead. Glaviano sends this one high and deep into left center, but that will stay in the yard. Lockman is there, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 hit, rather, and no errors. The Cardinals leave a runner after 2. It's 1-0 New York. So Lockman, Thompson, and Mize to face Lanier. Whitey is 0 for 1. And this time around, a line drive to second, right in the waiting arms of Red Shane Dienst. 1 out. So here's Bobby Thompson. He's 0 for 1. Did a football game Sunday night. Go watch it on Twitch, and now it's on YouTube. We showed off Action PC Football 2021 and played the 2008 Dallas Cowboys and New York Jets. Interesting request. Thompson, by the way, has a 7-game hitting streak. And now he's got an 8-game hitting streak as he puts that one all the way to the alley in left center. Thompson rounding 2 for 3. And he is out! They got him! So Slaughter got the late jump. Hit the Coke sign on the wall in left center, a true bounce, and he threw to third. And he got Thompson. Maldito indeed. So it's his 35th double of the year, but he's out trying to stretch that into a triple. You don't see that very often. 2 out for Johnny Mize, who's 0 for 1. How you doing, Mike from the truck? Pitch to Mize is a fly ball, shallow right center. D-Ring comes in and will make the catch to retire the side. Well, the Giants got greedy and it cost them. No runs, a hit, and no errors. We go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. It's still 1-0 New York. So Zabala will face Max Lanier. Lanier at 167 and 2 RBIs. Not struck out yet. First time. Deering and Shadings to follow here in the bottom of the 3rd. In the left center, Thompson rides the Schwinn, 1 out. The new football game, smoother, more dynamic animation. They've got that. There's some. It looks a bit faster, for sure. There's still some bugs, but it does look faster. Here's Deering. He's 0 for 1. Zabala, his first 9 on 20 pitches. 2 hits. And that's it. JETS. Just end the season. I have a cousin who's a huge Jet fan. I'll have to use that on his wife. Tribe Fan says, for some followers of other sports, that wish will come true in the next week or so. Just end the season. Pitch to Deering is a line drive past Thompson for a base hit. So that's the 3rd hit for the Cardinals. Here's Shane Dietz. He's 0 for 1. Looking to extend his hitting streak to 8. Zabala throws to first, and Deering is back. Here's the pitch. Here's a fly ball, right center field. Back goes Irvin, and he will make the catch. Deering has to run back. Shane Dietz was already at first base. 2 out for Musial. Singled his first time up. Pitch from Zabala. There's a line drive to Thompson, and that will retire the side. Cardinals get a hit, and that's it. No runs, a hit, and no errors. They've left 3 on after 3. It's 1-0 Giants. So as Sid Gordon steps to the plate, here are the standings. So we said that, wow, the Dodgers have lost 5 straight. And as Pee Wee would sing, it's a fine time to leave me Lucille after that. So the Cardinals are 65 and 40. The Giants are 8 back. The Phillies at 56 and 50. The Pirates have won 7 straight and are 52 and 50. The Braves have fallen to 7th, but they're above 500. And the Reds and the Cubs, well, 1950 can't come fast enough. In the American League, the Yankees lead by 9 over Cleveland. The Red Sox have done some damage. They're now over 500, but they're 14.5 back. The Senators have found reality. They're 15.5 out. The Tigers are 16.5 out. The A's have won 8 of 10 at 49 and 56. Then the White Sox have passed the Browns to get out of the cellar. So what I'm saying is the Jets could be the first team ever to go 0-17. Well, that's right. It's a 17-game season this year, isn't it? Computer programmers everywhere are scrambling to see how they would schedule for that. Sid Gordon singled his first time up. There's a ground ball to short. Marion over to Jones. Oh, John, you just started listening to the podcast? We're doing episode 87 this week. Thanks for the kind words. Monty Irvin is 0 for 1. So, Mike from the truck, if you're still here, how will Pro Strategy Football handle their random 17-game schedule? There's a fly ball to the left. Slaughter in the corner. That's going way back there. And that is off the wall. Clips the top. Irvin running for 3. He's got his 3rd triple of the year. And with 1 out, the Giants are knocking on the door here in the 4th. You're never too late to the party. In theory, I'm being told, it should work already, but it will be tested as a new version. 2022, right, is still in beta. We looking to release before Labor Day this year, or what? Here's Billy Rigney. Bill struck out his first time up. Irvin on 3rd. 1 out. And there's a fly ball to left. That's going to hook foul, and Slaughter can't get there. So 1-2 the count. Yeah, people do that. And Midlife Crisis says, I'm finding myself going back to the beginning of the podcast, listening to the old ones again. Oh, good. We're always surprised. We can look to see who's listened to what in the last month. And go, oh, wow. None of you listen to that. So we do appreciate it. The idea is to have it ready right before football season. Okay. 53-man rosters work. That's been tested. Now we need to kick the tires as beta testers. Or not bad testers. Well, to be sure there aren't any bugs. I hope a certain guy from Western Massachusetts is on your beta team. He loves that game. Pitch to Rigney. Ball 4. They lost him. They had it in their favor, and they lost him. That's the second walk from Lanier. Muller singled his first time up. Giants have runners on the corners. 1 out here in the 4th. Irvin on 3rd. Rigney on 1st. Rice goes out to talk to Lanier. Max winds and deals. Struck him out. He got him to swing in on a 77-mile-an-hour curveball right in the glove of Del Rice. 2 out for Zabala. Adrian has the lone RBI of the game. He singled in the 2nd. This time around, a slow ground ball to 2nd. Shane Deans fires to Marion for the 4th. 4-6. So the Giants leave 2-1. No runs, a hit, no errors. Bottom 4, 1-0 New York. Nippy Jones is 0 for 1. Then Slaughter and Marion. Pitch to Jones is a ground ball foul, first base side. As always, you should look forward to Pro Strategy Football. A little birdie told me that there might be a project this fall on Retro Sports Network involving it. The 0-2 to Jones. It's a pop-up left side. Rigney's there. And there's 1 out. Here's Slaughter. Enos is 1 for 1. He's got himself a single. One of the 3 hits for the Cardinals. And if you were to pronounce it properly, the I is a separate syllable. Cardinals. And that's the pedantic word of the day. Pitch to Slaughter. There's a fly ball left field. Lockman makes the catch for the out. 2 away. Was it Larry Birdie or Doug Birdie? Oh. Actually, I believe it would be Phil Birdie Mickelson, right? Here's Marty Marion. He's 0 for 1. 2 out. 1-0 Giants. And there's a ground ball to Rigney over to first, and that will retire the side. Cardinals go down in order. We played 4. It's the Giants 1, St. Louis nothing. So top of the lineup for the Giants, Thompson, Lockman, and Thompson. Or Thompson, no, don't pronounce the P. Hank Thompson is 0 for 1 with a walk. Lanier threw 18 batters. 73 pitches, 4 innings, 5 hits. The 1 run is earned. He walked 2 and struck out 2. proper pronunciation of Cardinals is not something you would find on a Fortnite stream. So latest followers, we have 4 new ones in the last week. Jason 46617, Marcus Amore, Monkeys Gob, and Tyrus 4191, who I'm going to make the wild assumption is a fan of Ty Cobb. Pitch to Thompson is a ground ball base hit right side. Musial throws it back in, and that's the 6th hit for New York. Here's Lockman. Whitey is 0 for 2. Got him. And 0-2 just below the belt. 1 out. So it looks like about 7-8 weeks left in this replay, which would take us to the end of June. And then I will take my wife's birthday week off, the 4th of July. That's if, God willing, the creek don't rise. And then we would play the World Series after my vacation. So we'll be ready for a new lunchtime project come mid-July. Thompson is 1 for 2. He has doubled. This time around, he pops it up on the infield. Shane Deans should call for it. He does, and that was 2 out. Here's Johnny Mize. Johnny is 0 for 2. That's what you get when you start Christmas week playing baseball. Pitch to Johnny is a line drive to short. Marion is there, and that will retire the side. Halfway home on a Tuesday afternoon. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. It's the Giants 1, the Cardinals nothing. Back in a moment. If you joined us late, and I see we have the shrinky version of the scoreboard, here's how we got here. It's pretty simple. The pitcher, Adrian Zabala, with an RBI single to score Monty Irvin in the first to make it second to make it 1-0. I'll take a Gatorade, please. Yeah. And so that's the lone run in the game. So Zabala, a 3-hitter through 4, and that's it. He's only thrown 7 balls on 34 pitches. Lanier, a 6-hitter through 5, just the 1 run. So Rice, Glaviano, and Lanier to face Zabala here in the 5th. Dell is 0 for 1. Got him. He swings and misses at the fastball for strike 3. Glaviano is 0 for 1. Zabala, again, I can't tell you anything about him. He went 2-3 in real life. I don't know if he pitched again for the Giants. That's a color shot of him at the Polo Grounds. And there's a fly ball to center field. Back goes Thompson. He'll make the catch. 2 out. 76 degrees. The wind has changed direction. It was blowing out to right at 23 to start the game. But now it's blowing in from left at 14, and we haven't had a drop of rain. 2 out for Lanier. Thank you, darling. Max is 0 for 1, and Sarah's hitting 1,000. Sarah says, oh, Sarah's got the cat in hand. All of a sudden I look over, and I see a tail wagging. And it's not Halloween, so I know it's not Sarah dressed up for work. Lanier's 0 for 1. There's a fly ball to right. Irvin should get that, and he will. And that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, and no errors. We go to the 6th here at Sportsman's Park. 1-0 Giants. So Sid Gordon Bonnie Irvin and Bill Rigney to bat against Lanier here in the 6th. Zabala's only thrown 41 pitches through 5. That's pretty efficient. Gordon, by the way, 1 for 2. There's a little line drive in the left center field. Deering will pick it up, and that's the 7th giant hit. A run on 7 hits for New York. No errors. Have left on 6. The Cardinals, you won't hear that pronounced that way in a fortnight stream for sure. No runs, 3 hits, no errors, and they've left on 3. Midlife crisis, how you feeling? Took about an hour after I got my second shot to get whatever side effects I was going to get. I volunteered to pitch for the Yankees, but they didn't want me. Monty Irvin is 1 for 2. He tripled his last time up. We tripled in the second and scored. This time around, a slow roller. Shane Dienst on the grass. Over to Jones for the out. Gordon goes to second. No worries about pitching, Ron. Big clue! Severino will be back in a few months. Is that Pedro Severino? Isn't he here? No, Louis Severino. All right, Mr. Baseball Fever Guru, who is Adrian Zabala? Bill Rigney is 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout, stealing a little time at lunch for a ball game. Pitch from Lanier. Got him! A 1-2 fastball on the inside corner, and there's 2 out for Muller. Ray is 1 for 2. He is singled and struck out. Cuban guy, if I call correctly. Well, he's pitching for the Giants and pitching a 3-hitter. There's a base hit in the left center field. Gordon will round third. Slaughter will throw home. They got a chance, and Gordon slides past the tag, and it's 2-0 New York. So when the 8 and 9 hitters are your offense, that's worth opening a Maldito for. So here's Zabala. Adrian 1 for 2. He's got an RBI single. 2 out, top the 6th. Muller on first. Zabala in the right center field. Back goes Deering way back to the track and makes the catch. One of the MLBers who was banned because they jumped in the Mexican League. That's why I've never heard of him. Anyway, he's got a 2-run lead. Giants get a run on 2 hits and no errors. Bottom 6, 2-0 New York. So Zabala, through 5 innings, has only thrown 41 pitches. He's allowed 3 hits and a strikeout. Deering, 1 for 2 with a single. All right, midlife crisis. Shot number 2. Immediately got your first stuffy nose, probably since last February. It went away after about 2 hours. Otherwise, fine so far. That's good. Glad to hear. 24 hours, I was a bit achy, and the arm was sore for about 4 days. The cat screaming at the door. Pitch to Deering, ball 4. Again, I volunteered to pitch for the Yankees, and no one wanted me. Here's Shane Dienst. He's 0 for 2. Red swings a ground ball left side. Lockman will pick it up. Rigney should have had that one, and the Cardinals are cooking with gas here in the 6th. Deering on second, Shane Dienst on first, and Stan Musial at the plate. Stan is 1 for 2 with a single. This time around, he sends this one into right field, but that will stay in the yard. Irvin will get it. Deering goes back to tag. He'll run on Irvin and go into third standing. So runners on the corners and 1 out for Nippy Jones, who's 0 for 2. Could have an interview. We'll have it. That would. Oh! Well, good luck to you, my friend. And congrats on the wife, by the way. He's been married already, so it's not a new wife. Pitch to Jones is a base hit right center field. Deering will score. Shane Dietz will run to third. Irvin throws it back in, and the Cardinals are on the board. So 2-1 to score now. Here's his Slaughter. Enos is 1 for 2. So the Cardinals, on this May the 4th be with you day, are the umpire trying to strike back at the Giants. Pitch to Enos is a ground ball base hit. Shane Dietz will score. We're tied up. Jones will hold at second. And that'll bring up Marty Marion. Marty is 0 for 2. He heard the stirring in the press box about who was here, and Marty wants to talk about his 44 MVP award again. 1 out. He can bunt, and they're not playing for it. We're going to drop one. He does. Muller throws to Thompson covering, and the sacrifice works. So it goes on the card 2-4. Jones now on third, Slaughter on second, and a single would give them a 4-2 lead. Here's Rice. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Ball 4. So Rice draws the walk on a 3-0 changeup that missed low, and here's Glaviano. Tommy is 0 for 2. Jones on third, Slaughter on second, Rice on first. St. Louis 2 across here in the 6th. It's 2-2. And there's a fly ball to left. Foul. So the count is a ball and 2 strikes. This time it's a fly ball to right. That should end the inning. Irvin has it within range, and he makes the catch to retire the side. But the Cardinals have tied this ball game. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors. We go to the 7th. It's the Giants 2, the Cardinals 2. So Lanier has faced 27 batters as we start the 7th on 100 pitches. 6 innings, 8 hits. He's walked 2, given up 2 earned runs, and struck out 4. Thompson has walked and singled. He's 1 for 2. In the right center, Deering rides the Schwinn, 1 out. Yep, this is Sportsman's Park. This is from, I could swear, I got this years ago, from a pack of ballparks that were from the high heat baseball game. That's why you see the MLB logo along the first base line. That wasn't even the logo in the 40s. And the MLB Players Association logo on the third base line. That certainly was not a thing in 1949. Whitey Lockman is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Lanier's pitch. Here's a ground ball base hit left side. Slaughter throws it back in. 1 out. So here's Thompson. Bobby is 1 for 3. If you missed the news earlier, Brad Thompson has signed a big deal to be the spokesman for Maldito Beer. And he signed it, would you believe, through the end of the 1951 season? It's a 3-year contract. And what could any Giant player have to do with the end of the 1951 season? I don't know. Pitch to Thompson, ball 4. So Lanier is 2 on here. Johnny Mize is 0 for 3, 1 out. Runners on first and second. Got him. He got him on a curveball and at the knees, and that's the 5th strikeout for Lanier. And that'll bring up the commissioner, Sid Gordon. Sid is 2 for 3, has singled twice and scored. This time around, he swings and sends this one into left center field. Deering will make the catch, and it's stretch time, 2-2. Well, surprisingly, Lanier hadn't given me the fatigue warning, but I see by his pitch count, he's over it. So in a 2-2 tie, we're going to say 7 innings is enough for Max. No! Is there really a Maldito beer? Oh my goodness gracious. Big Clue is telling me there's a Peruvian brewery called Maldito Bastardo. Oh my goodness gracious. So it's 2 swear words in one. No, you can't make that stuff up. You've got to be. That's hilarious. And Gardner says, yes, there is. A chick was talking about it in a Fortnite stream last night. Why Gardner was in a Fortnite stream, I don't want to know. Who can hit a lefty? Lou Klein will pinch hit. He's hitting 192. Why did it tell me he was hitting never mind. As soon as he said a chick was talking to him. That's not true. I'm sure he had a lovely... For $50, she gave me a shout out. That's true. You give a lot of money and then you say people's names. Then you don't give the money. And so you've gotten your 3 seconds of air from the hottie doing the ASMR. And she doesn't get anything out of it. That's mean. Klein at 192, 3 homers and 13 RBI. 2-2 tie, bottom of the 7th. And there's a line drive to second, 1 out. Hopefully she doesn't throw in the Klingon. Just the ships. We just worry about the ships. So Zabala has faced 27 batters, 70 pitches, 6 1/3 innings. 6 hits, both the runs are earned. He's walked 2 and struck out 1. Deering 1 for 2. Walked and scored in the 6th. Did she have a cloaking device? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Don't they all? No, that's the Romulans that had the cloaking devices. There's a pop-up right side. Mize goes over, and that will be out of play. So a 1-2 count and 1 out as we've now devolved into Star Trek talk. Pitch from Zabala is a ground ball up the middle. Rigney's got it. Throws to first for the out. 2 out for Shane Dienst. Your Trekkie's a bit rusty? That's what she said. Here's Shane Dienst. He's 1 for 3. Has singled and scored. Zabala's pitch, and there's a little looper in the right center field that's going to drop in for a hit. Shane Dienst is on with a single. That's the 7th hit for the Cards. Brings up Musial. Stan is 1 for 3. Zabala's pitch. There's a fly ball to right. Irvin going back there, but he's going to find the wall and make the catch. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. New pitcher coming on for St. Louis after 7. Giants 2, Cardinals 2. So Fred Martin, yep, I can pitch him. Gets the call and he'll bat 9th. Martin 1-0 with a save. And an ERA of 2.91. Came to the Cardinals on the 15th of June. He's 34 years old, a fastball pitcher. Ground ball pitcher at 82. Making his 11th appearance of the year and 4th against the Giants. 8 innings, 5 hits, 1 run it was earned. He has walked 3 and struck out 1. And an ERA against New York of 1.13. He last pitched on the 2nd against the Braves. Went 2/3 of an inning, allowed a hit, a run, it was earned. He walked 1 and struck out 2. In 21 and 2/3 overall innings, he's allowed 15 hits, 5 home runs, 7 runs in total, all earned. He has walked 6 and struck out 5. He'll face Monty Irvin, Bill Rigney, and Ray Muller, here in the 8th. Monty is 1 for 3 with a triple and a run scored. Yep, Antonio Bastardo was a Major League Baseball pitcher in the 2000s. I want to say Baltimore, right? Pitch to Irvin. There's a liner in the center field that's going to get to the wall. Monty's turning for 2, and he's had himself quite a ballgame. 6 double for Irvin. And he has 3 triples. He's got a double and a triple in this one. Here's Rigney. Bill is 0 for 2. He has walked once and struck out twice. This one gets away from Rice. Irvin goes to throw down to Glaviano, and it skips into left field. So the run will score. So that's an error on Rice. It skipped past Glaviano, and Irvin scores the run. The Giants go up 3-2. I got those 3 teams wrong. The Phillies, the Pirates, and the Mets. So Rice will get charged with an error. And that's the go-ahead run. The 2-2 count to Rigney. Here's the pitch. Strike 3. Got him. He strikes out for the 3rd time today. This time on a curveball. Here's Muller. He's 2 for 3. He's singled twice, driven into a run, and struck out. Have I seen the Gonzalez episode of You Bet Your Life? I didn't realize that Gonzalez was a first name. No. I'll watch them from time to time. They are hilarious. Pitch to Muller is a fly ball to right center field. Back goes Deering to the track. He'll make the catch. 2 out. I will. And they're all on free domain, so you can watch it with confidence on YouTube. Here's Abala as the cat protests at the door again. Adrian 1 for 3. He's got the lead now. 3-2. Oh, I bet that guy was such a hit with the audience that Hollywood offered him jobs after that show. Have you seen the one with a young Phyllis Diller? He stays in the game and sends this one into center field. Deering into left center makes the catch, and that will retire the side. Bill Rigney's day is done. Buddy Kerr coming into play short. We go to the bottom of the 8th. The Giants get a big run on the hit and in the air on the pitch after 7.5, 3-2. Yeah, you didn't almost almost didn't recognize her. That's a funny one. Just look up Phyllis Diller and Groucho Marx. She was a contestant on that show, 58 or 59. Midlife Crisis is reminded of Jose Uribe. Changed his name to Jose Gonzalez and then to Uribe Gonzalez. Yeah, I wonder who he was hiding from. Wasn't there a player on the Indians? He was a pitcher, changed his name, and when he came back, he was a kind of like a Ricky and Kill. He played in the field or vice versa. Nippy Jones is 1 for 3. He is single, driven in a run. There's a little ground ball to Kerr, who is an 8 at short, over to first, 1 out. That's exactly who I was thinking of, Fausto Carmona. Here's Slaughter. Enos is 2 for 3. Single twice and driven in a run. He was an Indian for a while. He may have gone to Miami. Pitch to Slaughter is a ground ball base hit up the middle. And the tying run is on, 1 out from Marion, who's 0 for 2. Ended up, his real name was Roberto Hernandez Heredia. Which, I don't even know where Fausto Carmona would come out of that. Marion's 0 for 2, ball 4. So the Cardinals have runners on first and second for Rice. Heredia Hernandez. Carmona probably changed it because he didn't want to be the 41st Roberto Hernandez in MLB history. Rice needs to atone for his error on the wild pitch at third. That's the reason the Giants are up 3-2. He is walked and struck out. This time around, a ground ball up the middle. Kerr might get two. No, only play is to first. Mize is there and Rice is retired. So Slaughter on third, Marion on second, 2 out for Glaviano. Tommy is 0 for 3. Yet D. Scott Howard cries in his Wheaties. The Mariners had a young kid by the name of David Arias, who changed his name after they let him go. You might know him now. I should do this in video. The Mariners had a young kid named David Arias, who was a moderately bad first baseman and dabbled a bit in right field. And after they let him go, he changed his name. He would go to Minnesota, but it would be in Boston, where he would get his claim to fame. Growing up, the kids around him called him Arias, but you and I know him as David Ortiz. Okay, we do good with that. Oh, Uribe was Jose Gonzalez first. I know in the Latin American countries, part of your name is your mother's maiden name. Thanks, Tribe Fan. Glaviano's 0 for 3. This is Vin Scully in for Paul Harvey. Good day. And we talked about the malpractice out in Los Angeles with Farmer John no longer making Dodger dogs. Muller and Zabala have a conversation. Glaviano pop up in the right center field. Thompson comes in, makes a catch, and the Cardinals get nothing and like it. How about that? So no runs, a hit, and they leave on 2. We go to the 9th. It's 3-2 Giants. So Fred Martin will face the top of the lineup, Hank Thompson, Whitey Lockman, and Bobby Thompson. Hank Thompson is 1 for 3. He is single and walked. Martin starts his second inning with a pop-up left side. Glaviano is going to run out of real estate, and the count goes full at 3-2. Fortnite players only know David Arias as Big Papi, for sure. Or Kenan Thompson's character on Saturday Night Live on Weekend Update. Pogo Boogo. Boingo Boingo. Yeah, that one. The 3-2. Right back up the box. Martin throws to first for the out, 1 away. Of course, Ortiz lost some weight even before he was shot. And Thompson has dropped about 80, 90 pounds since his heaviest. And so the last time he played the Ortiz character that I saw was after Ortiz's accident. And just too skinny to play Ortiz, but I love that character. Here's Lockman. Whitey 1 for 4. He is singled and struck out. There's a fly ball, shallow left center. Deering comes in, makes the catch, 2 out. It'll be the pitcher's spot. Deering and Shane Easton at the bottom of the 9th. Here's Bobby Thompson. Bobby is 1 for 3 with a double. Martin deals. And that is there. Have a great week, Brad. Good to talk to you. Enjoy the rest of it. The count is 1-2 to Thompson. Ball 4. Johnny Mize is 0 for 4 with a strikeout. I'd go find a Maldito Bastardo ad, but I'm sure I'd get nailed for copyright. Back to Jose Uribe. Broke in as Gonzalez because it was his father's name. Changed it to Uribe because Gonzalez was too common. Was Uribe Gonzalez briefly to recognize both of his parents' last name before settling on Jose Uribe. And if I hadn't done the Scully, I would have done it for that. I wonder, did he play in the majors as Uribe Gonzalez? If there is a Topps, Flair, or Donruss card with that name. I only remember him as Jose Uribe. Pitch to Mize is a fly ball to right, and that will retire the side. And for the second time in a row, the video got cut short. Anywho, no runs, no hits, no errors. Bottom 9, 3-2 Giants. Well, let's read the right thing. Joe Garagiola can hit a lefty. Joe at 280, 3 homers and 26 RBI. It's 3-2 Giants in the bottom of the ninth. Chuck Deering and Red Shandings to follow. Zabala looking for his first win, throwing a complete game. He's at 105 pitches. Garagiola in the left, Lockman in the corner, 1 out. He was Uribe Gonzalez for only a few weeks. Oh, that's very nice to honor both of his parents. So on his birth certificate, wherever he's from, if it would be Jose, whatever his middle name is, and then Gonzalez, and then Uribe would be in parentheses. You don't hear that on a Fortnite stream. Here's Deering. Chuck is 1 for 3. Scored a run that came in the 6th and walked. So Zabala threw 36 batters, 108 pitches, 8 1/3 innings, 8 hits, 3 walks and a strikeout. Pitch to Deering is a little ground ball to short. Kerr is there over to first, 2 out. And so Zabala is 1 out away from his first win. Red Shanding stands in his way. He's 2 for 4. He has singled twice and scored. And if he shall reach, then Stan Musial will find the plate. Zabala deals. There's a ground ball base hit right side. And so now the winning run is at the plate in Musial. Shane Dean's on first. Stan the man is 1 for 4. Oh my gosh. All right. With a single. So the full name for Mr. Uribe is Jose Altagracia Gonzalez Uribe. And I didn't say that as well as John Miller would have had. D. Gordon changed his name to Strange Gordon to honor his mom. Yeah. Where is D still in Miami? Or is he up with you? Pitch to Musial is a ground ball to short. Giants are going to win. Kerr flips this over to Thompson, and that's it. And so how about that? The Giants beat the Cardinals 3-2. 3 runs, 10 hits, no errors for the Giants. 2 runs, 9 hits, an error for St. Louis. And Zabala is going to be our Digital Dice player of the game. He went the distance for his first win of the year and probably the first win of his career in the majors. 9 innings, 9 hits, 2 his finest hour indeed. 2 runs, both there, and he walked 3 and struck out 1. He had plus stuff and threw 118 pitches. The Cardinals, Martin will get tagged with a loss, although the run was charged to Lanier, or the earned run, thanks to the Rice error. Okay, not sure where he landed. Anyway, so the Del Rice error cost the Cardinals the ball game. Lanier, 7 innings, 9 hits, 2 runs, both earned. He walked 3 and struck out 5. And Martin, again, gave up the unearned run in 2 innings. And now you get to see me. So the lead now is 2 games. The rest of the full Saturday in baseball now. This August 6th, 1949. Hey, the Ray Scarborough 2 hits the Chicago White Sox 3-0. Kuzaba takes a loss. He goes to 4-6. And Yost, 2 for 4 with 6 home runs. So Washington is now at 53-53. Indians beat the A's 2-1. Bob Lemon, a 15-game winner. Fowler takes a loss. He goes to 8-10. Hank Majeski hits his 16th of the year. He goes 1 for 3. Yankees beat the Browns 7-1. Tommy Henrich now has 30 home runs on the year. Allie Reynolds, Super Chief, goes to 10-6. Embry falls to 4-10. Jerry Coleman, 2 for 4 with a triple. Boston beats the Tigers 5-4 at Fenway. Mel Parnell goes to 8-9. Dizzy Trout falls to 1-4. Ted Williams 2 for 3, 2 RBI and a double, and now has 100 RBI on the year. The Pirates remain red hot. They shut out the Phillies behind Ernie Bonham's 3-hitter. He goes to 6-6. Heinzelman falls to 11-9. 3-0, I think I said was the final. Wally Westlake, 3 for 4 with 2 doubles. The Dodgers beat the Reds. That's why Big Clue couldn't stay. Ralph Branca, 8-4 was the final. Ralph Branca goes to 4-9. Waymeyer goes to 2-13. Pee Wee Reese 2 for 4 with a double. The Cubs beat the Braves 5-2. Dubiel 4-6. Vern Bickford falls to 9-8, and Bob Elliott hits his 19th. He's 2 for 4. All right, so what's going on the rest of the week? My pleasure, John. Standings now. Cardinals a 1.5 over the Dodgers. Giants are 7 back. Phillies are 9.5. In the American League, it's a 9-game bulge between the Yankees and the Indians. Yankees, Indians, and Red Sox all win, so nothing really changed. When we get together again tomorrow night, it'll be the Yankees and the Red Sox. How about that? And Thursday's game, the Phillies and the Red Hot Giants. So the Yankees, Red Sox, and Phillies and Giants this week. Watch for a video tonight from me, shall you? All right, I'm Ron Juckett. Talk to you soon. Have yourself a wonderful afternoon, everybody.